Grace and peace, everybody. Good evening, everyone. Praise the Lord, everybody. It's Tuesday night, and we are back with another interview, another conversation tonight. I'm elated to have the new International Women's Fellowship team. They've been working over the last few months, and it's the new year, and they are getting ready to launch some awesome programming and content for our International Bible Way family and friends. Now, before they come on, you already know the vibe. You already know what to do. Just like we enter into his gates with thanksgiving and his courts with praise, well, we enter into the virtual space with a like, a share, and a comment. Tag some people in the comment section because this conversation is happening tonight with our IBW International Women's Fellowship team tonight. And we are excited about some things that they have planned, some things that are coming up, things that are necessary, things that are relevant, things that speak to the current climate. They are connecting, they are cultivating, and they are commissioning. Praise the Lord. I see you logging in. Luella Smith, thank you for logging in. Pastor Gloria, thank you for logging in. Angis, thank you for logging in. Kandala Clark, thank you for logging in. Just a few moments, we'll be speaking with our International Women's Fellowship team, and we are excited. Listen, if you have not registered for the workers meeting, the time is now. Look in the comment section. We have pinned it to the comments. Go ahead, click on that link. It will take you directly to our International Bible Way website, where you will see where to register for the workers meeting. And then we also have the luncheon that is happening that week. All of those things you can find on our websites. If you are on our email list, you will find those on our email list. If you are not on our email list and you would like to be on our email list, go ahead and email marketing@internationalbibleway.org. marketing@internationalbibleway.org. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here they come. They are coming on now. Tonight, we're going to talk to Pastor Adrian Partlow and Pastor Pamela Pettiford, and we're going to have fun tonight. So, let's go. Pastor Adrian, Pastor Pam, welcome. Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening.
Happy New Year.
Hello, everybody.
Glad to be here.
Yes, it is definitely a new year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we are
in the service one more time.
Absolutely, absolutely. Deacon Cologne, I see you in the comment section. Pastor Adrian, Pastor Pam, welcome to the IBW TV live. We are glad to have you. We're excited about some of the things that we know the Women's Department Fellowship have been planning for this upcoming year. Before we get into that, just, what's been happening with you? How have you been over these last 6 months since, coming into position? Just what are some of your ideas and thoughts about moving our women forward and, bringing our women together, and how you plan to impact?
So basically, we've been planning, we've been preparing for this new 2023 year. And you said it, and that's our theme, is making an impact among the women of God, regardless of who they are, whatever their position is, whether they're young or wiser. We want to make an impact in their lives. And it's so important that we stay engaged in such a time as these, and because we don't want anybody to be left behind. No one. Everybody's important. Everybody is valuable. And with that being said, and before I even go on, I'm gonna let Pastor Pam say something real quick before I actually go into what's really coming up for 2023.
Well, we're excited. We've been having meetings. We've had a few meetings, and as we put our heads together, I'm the second vice actually. But as we've been putting our heads and our thoughts together, we're trying to work in every area, both natural and spiritually. But most important, sometimes we deal so much with the spiritual aspect of things that we forget the natural part. and people come to church and women come to church. Not that we're leaving the men out, but we know you'll have a little segment for the men. But
This
tonight
is yeah. This is the women's
you're
fellowship
gonna deal
tonight.
with
We're
us
good.
tonight.
All right,
You
we're
just
good.
sitting here listening. You can
Right.
interject every now and then. So but the women, they come to church with needs, and they come to church with hurts, and it's never addressed. Because years and years ago, it's like whatever's happened in the home stays in the home.
Mm,
But it needs to be addressed so that they can get help with the hurt and what they're feeling inside. And they need to know that you're not the only one that's dealing with this hurt. Someone else, the sister that's sitting next to you in church, is
mm,
also maybe dealing with the same issue, and
yeah.
and they don't know how to handle it. So we're trying to put some things together. It's Pastor A, you should have never had me to talk because I'll be talking the whole time.
It's all good.
But we're trying to put some things together so that we'll be able to help in every single area.
That's
And
good.
that's from the youngest to the
Yeah.
oldest.
Yeah.
No one is left out. We have a slogan here in New Jersey,
Yes.
maybe it's all over, that no child is left behind. No
Yeah.
woman will be left behind. No woman will be left without getting any kind of help. So we're reaching out to all of the women that are part of IBW that is in search of help. It's no time to feel shame.
Mm,
It's not a place where we want to come together, where we were sitting here, your problems, then we want to come back and laugh about it, because it's not funny, because at the end of the day, we all dealing with something. So
yeah.
we just want to come
Something.
so that we can help. We can mentor you. And if we can't deal with it, we can find somebody that can help you in
Yeah.
that particular area.
Absolutely.
So
Oh,
that's our main goal. As far as that part, we know Jesus will fix it after a while. We understand that. You know what I'm saying? We we,
yeah.
we know
Yeah.
that. We know prayer works.
Mhm.
We
Yeah.
understand all of that. We
Yes.
we know all the spiritual
Mhm.
parts of it, but when it come down to the natural part, some people need the natural because they
Yeah.
not understanding the spirit. They can't
Mhm.
see the spiritual part of it yet. They
Yeah.
can't spirit because they dealing with so much natural hurt that they can't see the spiritual
Mhm.
aspect of it yet. And so many people come in, they
Yes.
shout, 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 and they go back home
Mhm.
still messed up and
Yeah.
jacked up on the inside. And we want this year, as they
Mhm.
come to the convention or to the workers meeting, we trying to reach out and to get their addresses and phone numbers and email addresses, so that we can reach out to you, and so that we can connect with everybody, every woman. We're trying to connect
There we
to
go.
everybody, and
Yeah.
so that we can reach out
Mhm.
and find out what your particular need is, so that
Yeah.
we
Mhm.
know how to place you in different areas, so that you won't be left behind or that you won't feel left out. We don't want nobody to feel left out.
Yeah.
Nobody. So
That's
that's
really
my particular goal this year.
Absolutely.
that's really good. That's really good. And I just want to give a special shout out to our leaders, Apostle Rookert, Lady Rookert, Apostle Greaves, Lady Greaves, and Apostle Heron, Lady Heron, who support
Yes.
this type of programming to minister to the whole man,
Yeah.
the spiritual and natural. And we're excited, to see this, that there's
Mhm.
a concentration, and even shout out to your team that has the diversity of generations represented. And one is not here tonight, and we praying for her tonight,
Mhm.
lifting her up. Sister
Yes.
Molly, Evangelist Molly, we're gonna have you up here. Glory to God. And so
Yeah.
just get ready. And
Right.
when you come on, we're gonna make sure we push you and support you, and we here
Mhm.
for you. So you know
Yeah.
Pastor Adrian, as Pastor Pam was just talking, um
Mhm.
what is something that you have coming up soon to follow up with what she's saying is a goal, for your team?
Yes, and so basically, we have come together, and thanks to Evangelist Mallory, who's really been a blessing as to the part of being a part of this team. And as we have been conversing and meeting, one of the things we have come up with is an IBW Women's Mentoring Program, which is called Making Impact to All Generations. And with Pastor Pam talking, saying the things that we're doing, that we have to deal with all aspects of life. And as the even the motto or the vision for Bible Way is progressing towards the future. Well, we would never get to the future unless we deal with some of the things that we have individually or past things or just things that we dismiss a lot of times. Because a lot of times we think we're going somewhere, but yes, we fix ourselves and get ourselves together whole, we can't go anywhere. And so with that being said, we are putting mentors and mentees in place where we would have a form on the breeze where they can fill out their information so we can really know how to meet the needs of the women. So in the qualification, even for mentoring, is you got to be ambitious, you got to be respectful, you have to be invested, and you have to be flexible. A lot of times, we talk about accountability partners and we talk about these people that are mentors or mentees in our life, but yet we're not committed. And we need people who really going to be committed to the individual, because if we say we're going to help somebody, we got to put our money where our mouth is. We just can't talk, and we got to put some action to it. So just also to include too, what are the benefits of this mentorship for the women? Is that you're going to receive knowledge, you're going to receive reference, you're going to receive support, you'll receive guidance, development, and authentic and genuine and intentional connection, conversation. We got to talk about it. We have to be realistic. We have to be transparent. As we have been saying, we are dealing with women. We deal with depression. We deal with low self-esteem. We deal with not feeling wanted or trying to fit in. We're dealing with abuse. We're dealing with being divorced. And all these are things that have never been talked about. And yet we have faced these things. This is real life. This is what's really happening in the church, in ministry. And it doesn't take anything away from us, but we got to deal with these issues. We got to talk about it. And so that's part of the benefits. And what we're doing each month, we're going to be talking about different things in regards to the mental health of women, to help you to grow, to help you to be, again, develop. And that is the purpose. The purpose of all of this, to give, to guide and to advise you and to teach you to grow, also to grow and to be developed and to implement what you learn and share it with others. Because it doesn't mean anything for us to get all this, get it all in, but yet we don't impart nothing out what has been taken in. So I need to take a pause.
Nah, you could keep going, but I might throw y'all a haymaker in a few seconds. I'm just letting you know. I got a couple questions in my mind. I'm trying to see which one I'm gonna throw at y'all. But yeah, no, you can keep going. We're good. You're good. You're saying a lot of good things that we need to hear.
Yeah.
Okay. So the mentor, part of the mentoring program, the mentor program outline is to identify and to develop your strengths and your weaknesses. So let me say that again, because we do have strengths and weaknesses. But the thing is, we talk about how strong we are, but we never want to say how weak we are.
Right.
In certain areas. And the other thing is communication. Communication is the key. We don't know what's going on unless you talk, you open up your mouth. And also engagement. People don't care how much you know unless you show them how much you care. So in how I show you how I care, I got to engage with you. Also, a firm believer, even in the workplace, is that you got to follow up with people. You got to follow up, and with your follow up, provide feedback, and then demonstrate, which use what you have learned and apply it to your daily life. And pretty much that's what we have that's coming up, because like I said, the main thing, we have to have everyone to fill out the form. In March, we will be doing a meet and greet so we can see you face to face, to those who will be attending. You don't want to miss it. It will be definitely a blessing to you. I'm so ready to meet you all, and not just for you to see me, but I'm ready to get to work, start working, because we're trying to progress towards the future.
That's good.
So,
that's good. What was what was like the blaring issue or the motivating factor to like take this route? some would come in and maybe want to do a big conference. Some would come in and maybe want to make themselves visible or known, but you're taking a practical route to meet women where they are. What was the mindset behind that? Well, what was the heart behind that decision to go this way?
My mindset was, I've been in church all my life. All my life, but church has not always been in me. And I have gone to convention after convention, not being fulfilled. From a child all the way up to an adult, being in services after service, but yet I have dealt with divorce. I have dealt with single parenting. I have dealt with abuse, and yet it was never addressed of how to handle it. And so my prayer has always been that when God helped me and healed me from different things, the things I have dealt with in life, that I said, Lord, I want to help somebody else, because it's real. Being a PK by itself was too much. Well, I was that kid that didn't like church folks. So but how to deal with it? So my father is the pastor. My mother's the first lady. That's not me. So how do I still be who I am, but yet had a child out of wedlock? Hello, and yet was pushed out or talked about, my name scandalized, and so I want to help, because it's still happening. It's quiet as it's kept, but nobody's saying nothing.
Well, that's because they always told us to pray about it. Pray. And it's true, but we need a
prayer will fix it. Prayer will fix it.
Well, we need a little bit more than that.
Right.
Because when we get on our knees, we didn't even know what to ask for.
Ooh.
Yes.
That's good.
We didn't know. We didn't know.
That's good.
I still couldn't identify with myself.
Yeah. And I think for me, listening to this, it really sticks out that you want to take a different approach to make sure that once they leave the altar, once they come up off of their knees, they have the tools, the information to help them stay delivered or stay overcome, not go back, because this is all they've been doing and all that they know. And someone that they loved, someone whose advice that they cherished, told them to stay. And taking this approach actually will give them, some other alternatives and ideas to be healthy, to have healthy relationships, which is, very critical. I think we've mastered church, right? We can all agree with that, but we haven't mastered people skills.
Right.
We haven't mastered, conflict resolution. We haven't mastered, how to deal with one another when there is opposing thoughts, or a situation where someone has a baby out of wedlock. The baby didn't sin. Having the baby actually isn't the sin.
Right.
And so we can't treat, we can't treat the people and the baby, like they're dirty, like they're unwanted. And, they say you don't want to give the devil a foothold, and that's a term from mountain climbing, where the spike looks for, a space in the rock where he can kind of plant his foot. So, man, this is really, really good to have something like this, because it will now make the engagement and interactions more impactful. So
and that's what makes some people not want to come back to church. Because of, you're going to have somebody that think that way, and they will turn somebody against coming back to church. They having a child out of wedlock, or they're in an abusive relationship where you don't know what goes on behind that closed doors once they're home. Or will you stay with that person, but you
Yeah.
don't know what they're doing to me. You stay there. Jesus says if you leave your hut, but you're not there. You understand?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
What Jesus didn't tell
Yeah.
me. I don't care what he told you, but he didn't tell me. You know. So So and people. Oh, that's another whole subject all by itself.
All right, add that to your list. Whatever you was about to
Oh,
say.
it's on there.
Oh,
It's on there.
so, ladies, I think you need to make sure you tap in because it's going to be
Yeah.
something really juicy. I just want to take a moment for station identification. Our workers' meeting is coming up February 28th through March the 3rd. You want to be
Yeah.
there. We're talking about T.
Yeah.
Renee Glenn. We're talking
Yeah.
about Dr. Ricky Allman. We're talking about our presider, Apostle Willie Rooker. We're talking about Bishop Brian Moore. We're talking about Elder Jonathan Chappell. You heard him play. Now you're going to hear him preach. We're talking about our very own Bishop, Dr. Sean Souls, and a list of workshop facilitators, content and conversations that have depth. They're talking about servant burnout, how to avoid burning out. Our music department has put together some master classes, how you can build your vocals, how you can create a strong music department, how you can enhance, your singing ability, and how to, choose the right songs for your ministry and have an impactful music ministry. Our Christian education is active. You already hear the women. They're already talking about some of the things that they're going to be doing. They have a Zoom call coming up next month that Pastor Adrian is going to touch on shortly, as well as they have a luncheon that is happening at the workers meeting, as well as some other workshops and things that they'll be doing. The missionary department is on fire. I mean, it's just a whole out uh, active, exciting workers meeting that's going to be happening, and you want to be there. Dr. Logan has something talking about the impact of a small church.
Wow.
Many of our churches, we have less than 100 members. Listen, it's not about the size. It's not about the size in terms of quantity, but it's about the size of your impact. You want to connect with Dr. Logan on February 28th. Blessings, District Elder Holmes, Mother Naomi Roberts. Blessings to you, Lady Linda Stevens. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So that was a station of our identification. Wanted to advertise that, so make sure you get your tickets to the luncheon. Make sure you register. Make sure you get your hotel. Meet us in South Carolina. I need to see all my South Carolina delegates, all my Georgia delegates. Oh, Morning Glory, Mother Alice Christmas, Bishop-elect John Watts, Bishop Adrian Norwood. I'm telling you, from
Wow.
sunrise to sunset, Lord, feed me till I want no more.
Amen.
Practical and spiritual. We getting
Yes.
it all. We getting it
Yes.
all.
Yes.
You could take a
Yes.
break or rest when you get home. Uh, but we need that 3.5 days for global impact, for spiritual impact, natural impact. Gabe, man, good to see you on tonight, and we'll see you in just a few short weeks. Linda McBride, thank you. So, Pastor Adrian, back to you. Let's talk about February 16th. You got something exciting coming up. It's a pre-workers meeting meetup for the women, virtual meetup. Let's talk about it.
Mm-hmm. Yes, February 16th, we will have our first fellowship Zoom. We have First Lady Monica Coley from Little Rock Church of Christ. I'm so excited as we talk about abundance and just this growth and development. It's just time to come together as the women of God. And part of this mentoring program is all about all that we are talking about. We need you to understand how important for us to stay engaged. So the question might be, how are we going to stay engaged? And I realize that we are all living in different parts of the world or different states, but staying engaged is having real goals. Having real goals. The other thing, there will be book clubs, there will be master classes, there will be online meetings and one-on-ones. It's important. And if you can't come to me, we are ready to come to you. So the thing is that it's about putting action to all that we say. We're not women that they ain't trying to do nothing. We go getters. We out here to reach the masses, and how God does it, we are just so ready. One thing that came to me when Pastor Pam was talking, a lot of times, one thing I want us to understand as women, a lot of things we have been instructed to do throughout the years. We just did what we know to do what was best. But it's a hurting thing when things that you have been instructed to do the right way was a thing that hurt you, that tried to destroy you. But there is life that you can survive after the pain. You can survive after the hurt. I'm a witness.
Right.
I was cast out. They said I wasn't going to be nothing. I wasn't going to mount to anything. But I am a testimony what God can do. So don't, just because of what you've been through in life, whether abuse or divorce or whatever it has been, you are not just a survivor, but you are more than a conqueror through Jesus Christ who loves you.
Pastor Adrian, you and Pastor Pam are saying some stuff tonight, and I know Pastor Pam want to go, but if y'all keep talking like that, I'm gonna keep y'all on here tonight, and somebody gonna end up telling a testimony, and somebody in the comments gonna get delivered.
Hallelujah.
Y'all poking at some stuff tonight because
this stuff is real.
One of the things that's been pressing on my heart is that whole sitting in church and hurting, sitting in church and not receiving the healing. Although it's supposed to be a place of healing. But what would you? Okay, I gotta pull y'all in. All right, just this question, y'all answer this. Okay. I promise you, we'll. But for both of you, pastors, women pastors, both of you I saw you kind of give each other the support and nod about coming out of being a PK, moments and seasons where it was difficult to kind of almost have a positive perception perception about ministry and dealing and working with people, but now you're pastors. What was one of the things God had to help you with before you said yes? But either one of y'all can take it, because I mean, either one of y'all, both of y'all. But
well, with me, it was hard. First of all, accepting the call, because back in the day, we didn't have women in ministry. We were just missionaries. So that was number one. And number two, personally, I always felt, and I'm gonna just hit it and leave it. I always felt that, well, if I accept the call of being a pastor, that means the Lord would take my father.
Whoa, pause for the cause. Wow. Okay. All right. You want to stop there or you want to keep going?
Nah, I better leave that alone.
Okay.
Because I'm feeling something right now. So yeah.
Okay. Pastor Adrian.
Give me a question one more time.
So the question was like, what was one thing that you had to conquer in order for you to say yes, based on your experience coming up as a PK, and then you mentioned some of the things that you had to survive or go through from your life experiences and how the church treated you. What was something that you had to get over for you to say yes?
That I'm not my daddy.
Yeah. Let's keep going. We gotta keep going.
Maybe you need to have a bunch of pastor females on here that are PKs.
Well, listen, I think we can get that. I think we can get that, because this is a very necessary conversation, because I mean, men deal with it too. Like, I have a few friends who kind of took over after their dad, and they were totally opposite in terms of personality, in terms of preaching presentation, and how they dealt with people, totally different from the way their father or their mother, whoever the pastor was in their family, totally different from the way they did it. So hearing this though, man, that's very interesting, and I think it's liberating for others that are listening now, because some of them felt that pressure as well. So you're not your dad, so
and I can't
how
do it
did
like
you begin
I couldn't do it
to
like I couldn't do ministry.
yeah how did you begin to kind of start coming into your own? Because Pastor Pam, you have your own style, and if Bishop was here, he would say something like, she don't preach like I preach. Maybe she just want to teach, right? Maybe she just want to teach, right? That's what Bishop, when you're not a hooper, Bishop would say like, oh, they want to teach. Ain't nothing wrong with teaching. I like a little hoop in there now.
Right.
So Adrian, you're coming into your own style, your own approach to ministry. What are some of the things that you trained yourself to embrace in terms of your thought, how you came to that point, like, well, I still got to do this although I'm not my dad?
I really had to let it go, because as long as I tried to keep things, I struggled and it wasn't working for me. So I had to really lean on God and what he said. His thing was, you gonna trust me or you gonna trust him? And I realized I was different from him. Now I'm saying, you never forget your teaching, and there's some things I can feel, some things that because of my background that I can feel some things in my dad, but yet it's still, I'm different from him. And and never have to compare. There is no comparison at all.
Yeah.
And so, and when I accept, God, this is who I am, this is what you have given me, he did his thing, and and God has given me what for the people that I shepherd. So
yeah,
and I have accepted it, and I'm good with it. And he sometimes and he'll try to give me tips and say, I gotta do it the way God says so.
Yeah. That's good. That's good. So man, this is really good. I just wanted you to know that little pivot right there is really good, because some people do feel that pressure and they fail their first couple of years of ministry because they're trying to be what's expected of them from either family or people, rather than embrace the uniqueness that God of the ministry that God has given them. Pastor Pam, you coming into your own. I know it's only been a couple years, but and you're still navigating. What do you lean on?
On the Lord.
Where do I go?
But I do. I lean on the Lord. I really do. But I was doing things. I was really pretty much pastoring basically without having the title before he left us. Before when he was sick. But so I pretty much lean on the Lord, but sometimes I still hear him say and I know you do too, Jason.
Oh yeah.
You
hear them voices.
Because he was a man of wisdom. You know what I'm saying? So but
Bishop ain't at Adrian church, but I know she be hearing them.
Right.
I know she be
absolutely.
Right. So anyways, this thing got my hair going crazy. Like
he said some good stuff.
But anyways, but no, I pretty much lean on the Lord for guidance. And I don't try to do things the way my father do it. Business.
Yeah.
And do it better.
Yeah.
Because he was a man of business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He ain't raised no dummies. You know that. He taught us business.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
But but other than that, and I thank God for the support of the members of the church of Great Bible Way. I really do. That's a big help. That's a great big help. The support, even the ones that may have drifted off into the vineyard. they still support. You know what I'm saying? They still there. You know, so that's a big help to me. It really is
Yeah.
encouragement.
Listen, Bishop Bonnie Hunter said, when I tried to do it like my dad, God rebuked me and told me, I didn't tell you to do it like your
Right.
dad. That's when I got my freedom. So,
Right.
I
That's
mean,
right.
there's testimonies all in that up and down the timeline tonight. So many people that can actually, connect with you on this subject because they too came out of a situation where their parent was a pastor, and they took over after they passed, or they started pastoring, after their parent was pastoring. And so, man, it's a lot of people definitely connecting with you on this topic. So, I mean, it's even in something like this, we see that engagement. We see the necessity for the conversation, because so many people need it. Like,
and this is something they don't talk about.
oh no, not at all. But yo, look out. There's some pastors conversations that is coming to convocation.
Thank
Pastors, you don't. I wasn't supposed to say that. All right, but just know they have you in mind. Please stay open. I mean, keep your alerts on. There's some conversations that are going to be on the platform. If you're not subscribed to IBW on demand, there's going to be some pastor conversations on IBW on demand, and there are going to be some pastors conversation during our national meeting. You want to be in it because we want our pastors, whether you are a church plant or you are taking over someone's ministry, or taking over a ministry, or inheriting a ministry rather. You want to be in this conversation because of some of the topics that they're talking about, some of the tools that they are giving to the pastors. That's very necessary. Shout out to the pastors who did make it on your own. And when I say made it on your own, you didn't really have coaching or mentoring, but please do not perpetuate that. Please reach back to those who are coming after you, to those who are just starting out, or to those who are seasoned in pastoring, and coming out of this pandemic. A lot of people are either starting over, or having to pivot, or having to rebrand. We need each other. Praise the Lord. And we need these conversations because, again, there are some things that some of us are missing because we just don't have that environment, pastor support group. We don't have that environment, and with the different experiences that we have, I believe that we can share something to help each other.
I believe we're going to have a big sister. What is it? Big sisters, little sisters, or something like that. Also, Pastor A, right? The big sisters, little sisters. I guess that's part of the mentoring as well. Sometimes you have little girls that they need a bigger sister, somebody that they can be accountable for. Especially, maybe you won't have so many loose kids running around at the convention, and parents looking for their children.
That's why they come.
An older sister that they can be accountable for. Maybe I need to have a brother, big brother, little brother.
That's a part of why they come, because I could stay out a little later than I could if I was home. I could run around. I could tell them I'm going to the youth program and take 30 minutes.
They need Pastor Jason. They need guidance. We were young too,
right? That's right.
We need a whole lot of stuff out there.
Yeah. But Pastor, we just sat in the lobby. We sat in the lobby.
Listen, Sister.
Oh Lord.
Elder Kiana got something to say. She said, "Wait! Don't do our youth like that."
Well, we just trying to help the youth.
Yeah, but I just want real quick, Pastor Jason, when you were talking about the pastors, and I just want to encourage those out there, because one thing you said, we need each other. And as pastors, and I'm just encouraging you all, whether you male, female, as pastors, that you need to be a part. And I don't care how long you've been in church, whether it was 2 minutes or 200 years, you need to be a part of these, as you stated, these sessions and stuff, because it helps you. One thing I always say is a continued education process. It's always something to learn. And there's things out here that even in the world, in the working world, things are changing all the time. And what that means to me, when it's changed, it means growth. So if we get to the point as pastors or those who are in leadership, feel like you don't need no training, you don't want to listen to nobody, you're heading for a shipwreck. Right. So again, so you need to engage yourself. And if we're part of this organization progressing to progressing towards the future, you need to engage yourself. I'm tired of preachers talking about they've been called to preach and teach and all these things, but they don't want to be a part of nothing. So I just wanted to say that. Sorry.
It's good, right?
No, you wanted to get that off your chest. I felt that.
Yeah, that
came from here. That came from here.
No. Can't be by yourself.
Because it's not for the faint heart out here, and everybody feel like I can do it because we're making it look too good. We're making it look too easy, and so they feel like anybody feel like they can do it. But you need to get something in your head, get something in your mind, and your soul. That's something that's going to stick that you can teach somebody. Because anybody can preach, but I want some substance.
Amen.
Ooh, come on! They preaching in the comments.
Stick.
They preaching in the comments. Somebody said drop the mic. Somebody said no training will cause the train to crash.
Wow.
Yeah. All right, y'all. So listen, we are going to let these lovely women of God go because they have some things to prepare for over the next couple of months. They're gonna be busy over the next couple of months. But we want you to support. Listen, as long as we have your email, we're going to make sure you get the information. If you are following us on any of our social media pages, we're going to make sure you get the information. If you are not connected, please share our pages. Please share our IG page, IBW Connect. Please share our YouTube page. For those that are not on social media, you can share our YouTube page, IBW Connect. You can share our Facebook page, International Bible Way Church. If you're not on our email list, you can get on our email. Just shoot an email to marketing@internationalbibleway.org. And put your name, your number, your email. We will make sure you get added to our database because these next few years of this leadership team, it's going to be absolutely amazing and awesome. They're going to push the women beyond where they are now, and we're going to support them. We're going to make sure that they have the support that they need to do the things that God has assigned them to do under this administration. So last words before we leave tonight. Last words.
Pastor A, where, if they wanted to send out their email address, where can they send it tonight? For some that are on here that may not be on connected to IBW. Some of them.
What's your email? Yeah, put it up here. I'm gonna type it in right now.
Okay, Women's Heart Ministry. You know what? This might help you because it has it right here.
So for some of the women that are not connected to IBW or live or IBW at all, the website is up there. If you can just send us your name, address, phone number, and your church, and we'll have someone to add you to our list so we know how to reach out to you.
Yes.
All right. There we have it. There we have it. Pastor A, last words.
Register. Please register now for the workers meeting in March, which begins on February 28th through March the 3rd. If you have not done so already, please buy your ticket for the Shades of Green, which is $60. Also, if you have not, register for the Women's Fellowship, which is on February the 16th. It is free, but you must register. And once you register, it will provide you the meeting ID. Please, we look forward to seeing you, and I am excited. So don't want to miss it.
Yeah, great. Thank you. Everyone have an amazing night, and we will see you on tomorrow night with more updates. And we will announce the winner to Apostle Greaves.
Wait, I missed the contest?
Challenge last week. Yeah, but it was for the young people though.
Oh, okay.
He targeted the young people last week.
Oh,
But I don't know. There may be another one tomorrow. So, but
We
I
young
believe
people.
he is.
that's right. You know they're trying to play us
Are you-
out.
all right. If either one of you can answer the question
Just
right
so
now,
happened y'all just needed us
wait.
to work with the women's
If
auxiliary.
either one of you can answer the
Play us
question right now, I'll match his challenge. If either one of you can answer the question right
Okay.
now, but you can't hang up, you can't pick up your phones. I need to see both hands to make sure you ain't texting your kids for answers. Yeah, there you go. Put them in front of you. I need
By
to
the
see
time
them.
I type it, somebody else been unanswered.
Right. What years was I the president of IYPU?
Oh, Jason, are you serious?
Wait,
You was
who year
president
is it
for
now?
8 years. How about that?
What was the beginning? What was the first year? What was the last year?
I don't know. I don't know.
I should remember that. Wait a minute.
Gosh, what year is this?
It
2023.
ended.
All right, Asian, you looking down too much. Nope. All right, everybody. God bless.
I'm counting my
Oh, you can. Okay,
Just
yeah, you got
ask us how many terms were you the president? That's the easiest.
You said 8 years, but that's not the
two
question.
terms.
You said
You was the vice president, then you was the president, then you was the advisor. Now you the pastor.
Yep.
Now you something else.
You ended.
You was
ended
born in
2018,
August.
right?
2018, yeah, I ended 2018. Sabrina, please contact Bishop Bonnie Hunter. Please get in touch with Bishop Bonnie Hunter. Sabrina, get in touch with Sabrina, Pentecost Princess Williams. I never called you Pentecost.
And tell her to get in touch with me too.
Right, Sabrina.
2010 to 2018.
Good job. Yep. All right, but you already got your ticket. You good. God bless.
Well, I don't have my ticket, so I'll take her ticket.
Oh man, this has been an amazing night. I really thank y'all for sharing some of the things that you have coming up. Looking forward to working with you and seeing all that you're doing come into fruition and the positive impact that you will have on the women of IBW and abroad. And so thank you for joining in. Everybody have an amazing and wonderful evening, and we will see you on tomorrow night.